first consecutive time, we welcome you to the biggest event of the summer. You are looking live at a sold-out Barclays Center in Brooklyn. 16,169 WWE fans on hand. Welcome, everybody, to SummerSlam. I got a payphone in the payphone. Barclays Center has become an asylum for the lunatic fringe. Dean Ambrose is back.
Bigger, stronger, badder than ever before. Barclays just came unglued.
Well, you just heard Terry Crews say it's about success or it's about failure. For many of these superstars here tonight, that's all that matters, and it starts with Seth Rollins.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the Intercontinental Championship. Introducing first the challenger, accompanied by Dean Ambrose from Davenport, Iowa, weighing 217 pounds, Seth Rollins.
So we kick SummerSlam off with a match from Monday Night Raw for the Intercontinental Championship. And there is a reason that Seth Rollins has brought his Shield brethren, Dean Ambrose, back, and that is for backup.
Seth Rollins has learned many times throughout recent history that Drew McIntyre has been a complete game changer. Rollins has Ambrose tonight, hopefully to neutralize the Scottish psychopath.
There can be no more discussion about the playing field not being equal. Tonight, it's about Seth, it's about Dolph. That's all that matters.
Rollins is out. He's dressed like he's out here looking for the Infinity Gauntlet, but I think the Intercontinental title is more important tonight.
His opponent, accompanied by Drew McIntyre, residing in Hollywood, Florida, weighing 218 pounds. He is the Intercontinental Champion, Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler accompanied by Drew McIntyre as Dolph gets set to defend the Intercontinental Championship against Seth Rollins here tonight as we kick off SummerSlam. We are joined ringside by our Spanish announce team of Carlos Cabrera, Marcelo Rodriguez, and Jerry Soto.
Gracias, amigos. Viviendo otras incidencias del evento más grande del verano con 9 luchas de campeonato. Bienvenidos.
Las probabilidades se multiplican. Hoy, 1 de 4 hombres saldrá campeón universal. Un placer para mí estar con todos ustedes en SummerSlam.
And our German announce team here as well, Calvin Kinney and Carsten Schaefer.
Alle Titel stehen auf dem Spiel. Ein Höhepunkt jagt den nächsten. Es ist die größte Party des Sommers, der SummerSlam.
What a menacing sight to behold Drew McIntyre is.
14 times the Intercontinental Championship has changed hands at SummerSlam. It was the first title to ever change at SummerSlam back in 1988 when the Ultimate Warrior beat the Honky Tonk Man. Tonight, Seth Rollins hopes to take the title from Dolph Ziggler.
And it's certainly a different feel, isn't it, guys, with 4 men in the ring as opposed to 2-on-1. With having the Shield brethren back in the house with Dean Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose was out of action for 9 months after having tricep surgery, injuring his right arm in a 6-man tag team match late last year.
You know, not everybody is comfortable with being a leadoff hitter coming right out of the blocks and starting a show, but I talked to Dolph Ziggler earlier today, and he said this plays right into our message. We want to set the tone for the WWE Universe, but more importantly, the locker room.
You cannot overstate how important it is for Ambrose to be back in the corner of Seth Rollins. The reason Dolph Ziggler's Intercontinental Champion today, after he took an open challenge by Rollins a couple of months ago, is because of Drew McIntyre. The reason he's retained that championship over the past couple of months is because of Drew McIntyre. And tonight, Ambrose is able to neutralize that factor.
I mean, that's kind of your opinion. I mean, maybe Drew had a hand in it, but you can't discredit Dolph Ziggler.
Not an opinion, it's a fact, Corey. You watched the matches just like I did. As now Seth Rollins looks to control Ziggler, the champion, in the early part of this match.
I think what can't be disputed, gentlemen, is the fact that on a stage as big as SummerSlam, we don't want any of these storylines tomorrow morning to be, well, it was because of that, or it was because of that. We want it to be about
And here it is, and once, just as we mentioned earlier, Ambrose in the face of McIntyre.
It's nice to have backup. It's better when your backup's out of his
Roll up
mind.
by Rollins, shoulders are down, kick out by Dolph at 2, and an uppercut. Caught Seth in the nose, and now it's Dolph's turn. And a near fall for the champion. Went for the super kick, blocked by Rollins, kick to the midsection. And now Dolph Ziggler going to take a breather and regroup.
Both Rollins and Ziggler fully aware of the incredible in-ring conditioning of their opponents. After the 30-minute Iron Man match at Extreme Rules, that Ziggler emerged victorious, albeit with a little controversy. I wouldn't be surprised to see this one go another 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah, Corey, it's a great point. Neither one of these guys are going to surprise the other with what they have in the ring. It's going to be all about the intangibles, which decides who's going to be victorious here tonight.
Dolph Ziggler, only 2 men in WWE history, held the Intercontinental Championship more times than Dolph, Chris Jericho, and The Miz. Ziggler, a 6-time champion.
Nobody has embraced SummerSlam week more than Dolph Ziggler. He has been everywhere, but now the focus, guys, and for everybody, really, has to come to the Barclays Center right here and right now.
He's making jokes and stand-up comedy at Caroline's over the weekend, but tonight it's no joke in the ring against Seth Rollins. Rollins off the leapfrog. Nice hip toss by the Kingslayer. And Ziggler again will regroup outside the ring. When Seth was asked about the return of Dean Ambrose, he said, quote, "It always feels right."
Well, you know, he spent time in the last week or so in...
And here we go. A little face-off with McIntyre protecting Ziggler. And
wait a minute.
Meanwhile, Ambrose, little intimidation of his own, and Seth Rollins with a big smile on his face.
I'll give Dean Ambrose a lot of credit, showing extreme restraint with how long he's been out, not to lay his hands on Dolph Ziggler.
What a shot by Rollins. And again, another by Seth, driving Ziggler into the corner.
Ball game now, Mac.
You can hear Rollins taunting Drew McIntyre, saying it's a different ball game now, isn't it?
Well, you know, Seth talked about the long plane ride over to China, Shanghai, and how he thought about this match and how he thought about what he would have to do to be victorious, and how a sense of calmness came over him, knowing that he was prepared, knowing that he was ready.
And Rollins, what's he going to do here to Dolph Ziggler? Remember the suplex. Ziggler lands on his feet, back into the corner. Rollins launched off to the apron. And a right hand to Dolph.
See, almost instinctively, Rollins looks off McIntyre. Ziggler unable to capitalize in that moment, but there it is.
So, Corey, doesn't it seem like to you that his attention, Seth, is way too much on Drew McIntyre and not on Dolph Ziggler?
Here's the cover now. Hook of the leg, hooks both legs, and a kick out by Rollins. But Ziggler attacking the knee of Seth Rollins.
Smart.
Ziggler familiar with Seth Rollins. They've competed against one another so many times. Rollins with a history of knee injuries. This is a smart strategy by a veteran champion.
Yeah, every time he falls even awkwardly on that knee, you start to cringe and you start to worry that maybe it might be another serious injury, and you hope not.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
And now as he punishes Rollins, he mouths off to Ambrose. And the Intercontinental Champion is taken over.
You got to wonder if it's almost a strategy by Ziggler to try to incite Dean Ambrose. Champion's advantage dictates that if Seth Rollins gets disqualified, Ziggler's still the champion.
Yeah,
that's a great point.
The only way Rollins can win the title is via pinfall or submission.
You got to believe that Seth and Dean had that conversation, Corey, backstage when they were going over their game plan.
And we know that Ambrose is unstable at best. You always hear Ziggler talk about how McIntyre's his Scottish psychopath. Completely different levels of insanity here. Drew McIntyre is obsessed with changing the business, changing the game, and having Dolph Ziggler along for the ride. Ambrose is just nuts.
And that makes being victorious here tonight and staying Intercontinental Champion so vital for these two heading in to what's going to be a very eventful fall.
Back to the knee by Ziggler. Corey, back to the point you mentioned about changing the way the locker room is.
Welcome back to the
SummerSlam of it in WWE. Ziggler and Drew, though, they have a healthy respect for Seth Rollins, and they've talked about that on a number of occasions.
Very much so. They look and respect Seth Rollins as one of the workhorses of WWE. They believe it's it's all too rare in the locker room.
Oh, and Rollins hit hard as he came down on the apron. Did you hear that thud as Rollins hit spine first on the apron, and now he is down and out outside the ring.
Multiple levels of impact on the outside. Ambrose wants to join the party again.
And again, Dean Ambrose is showing exactly his value here at ringside.
Meanwhile, Ziggler turns his attention to Rollins, and Rollins is in trouble. The Intercontinental Champion, Dolph Ziggler, could be moments away from retaining the championship in our kickoff match here tonight at SummerSlam.
This is a match that many guys on social media thought would steal the show. Would be the standard bearer.
We are sold out tonight at Barclays Center. Over 16,000 WWE fans. Rollins makes it back to his feet, and Dolph Ziggler looks to wrestle him back to the mat again.
With the assistance of a fistful of Seth's hair.
And of course, Ziggler, with a tremendous amateur background, a great collegiate wrestler, would love to keep Rollins on the mat.
And after a slow start to this match, you're really starting to see Dolph Ziggler settle in and really get into a really good flow.
Is anybody else as unsettled as I am with Ambrose pacing back and forth?
What
like
about McIntyre pacing back and forth right here in front of us?
Corey, he feels like a caged animal to me. Like he just wants to be let loose.
And look at Dolph right back to the injured knee of Rollins.
Such a smart strategy by the champion.
Dolph is just wearing down the challenger. Tremendous rivalry over the past few months between these two men. Who will ever forget the Iron Man match that went to overtime? Drew McIntyre figuring in the decision there.
To your point, Michael, but all rivalries have to come to an end. So you got to believe that Seth realizes the pressure that he is under here tonight. Because if failure is his destiny here tonight, then who knows when he's going to get another opportunity.
Rollins looks to be in pretty bad shape right now, trying to get the blood flowing back into his fingertips, trying to wake himself up a little bit here.
Ambrose trying to offer words of encouragement to his buddy Rollins. McIntyre and Ziggler have been quite the team since bursting on the scene here on Monday Night Raw. Inseparable. And look at Ziggler.
Well, normally in a position like this, a normal superstar might get worn down, but we know that Seth Rollins is in exceptional physical condition.
Look at Ziggler with his chin lock, Corey. Full body weight applied to Rollins.
Better maneuver by Dolph Ziggler, using every ounce of his own body weight to wear down the architect. Seth trying his best to fight his way back in this. This is the point in the match where Rollins' muscles start to burn, where he's feeling fatigued. Can he overcome this and escape Brooklyn with the Intercontinental title?
Oh, look at Seth getting back to his feet.
Creates some separation. Can Rollins capitalize? Hobbled with the one bad wheel. And Ziggler sends Rollins flying over the top rope. And he hit hard. Rollins hit hard. Rollins in trouble. And you see him, the bad knee of Rollins coming down hard as he went over the top rope.
It also impacts the lower back that we've seen early in the match as well. Let's look at it again.
And watch Seth Rollins in he hit hard.
Not entirely sure Rollins didn't suffer some sort of shoulder or neck injury upon impact.
Came down hard on the shoulder, and now Dolph Ziggler realizes this is his opportunity.
Or does he, Michael? That was a mistake.
Put Rollins away while he can. Back into the ring. Wasn't a mistake.
Well, the count was going.
Ziggler wants to beat Rollins. He wants to embarrass Rollins at SummerSlam. Doesn't want to take a count-out victory. He wants to pin Rollins in the center of the ring.
Okay,
That's
fair
what
enough.
Dolph is all about.
Okay.
Ziggler top rope, cross body, roll through by Rollins. There's the pin.
No way.
Wow.
So much for that injured knee.
The power of Seth Rollins.
It's amazing what adrenaline can do for you when the gold's on the line. Rollins, a testament to that. No way.
Now Ziggler on the apron, and Rollins hit hard again, and I believe the injured knee may have come into play there.
There's no doubt about it. It's hard to decide which one of these two guys took the harder fall.
It's a long way down from in the ring to the floor. Both superstars crashing, and almost a look of concern on the face of Ambrose. Take another look at this. Rollins
Very
knee obviously
awkward here.
Playing into his balance issues.
Yeah, Michael, to your point, I think the strength in the knee, or lack thereof, certainly cost Seth Rollins.
The official at a count of 5. Dolph back in the ring. Rollins breaks the count as well. This is for the Intercontinental Championship, currently held by Dolph Ziggler, a 6-time champion. Rollins with a boot to the face.
Seth still trying to fight his way back into this one.
They landed awkwardly again, but able to deliver a sling blade.
I think you could argue, Michael, that this is the most important and the most impressive title run of Dolph Ziggler's career.
Seth Rollins trying to change all that tonight in Brooklyn.
And Seth Rollins now with a forearm into the corner. Now
again.
Rollins starting to feel it. Momentum building, running on adrenaline is Rollins. Uh-oh, roll up.
Wait.
May have him here. Isn't it up? And a kick out at 2 by Rollins.
Dolph capitalizing on the slightest opportunities. Rollins once again from the middle row.
Buster. Cover. Hooks the leg for the title. Dolph survives it too.
We are now starting to see these men get into deep waters, and when you get into deep waters, you utilize any chance you can to end the match.
There may be no other man in WWE today that is in the cardiovascular condition that Seth Rollins is in.
Aside from possibly Dolph Ziggler.
And Seth Rollins trying to climb at least to the top rope. He's got Ziggler where he wants him. Ziggler, though, backing right back to Seth Rollins, knocking him off the top rope.
It just took too long. I think you're starting to see, even though the great cardiovascular, it's about muscle fatigue, and I think mental fatigue.
I think it's about the bad knee injury. Yeah, the terrible knee injury that Rollins suffered earlier that Dolph initiated the assault early on in this matchup. And now Ziggler.
Ziggler looking for the walk-off here.
Perhaps looking for a superplex. Rollins able to block twice.
Big.
But drops Ziggler to the mat.
We've seen Rollins do some incredible things from the top rope.
And look at Ziggler.
Really smart by Dolph Ziggler.
The veteran, the champion, rolling out of harm's way.
The ring awareness is off the chart.
Rollins was obviously going to go for his false. But now he's going to hit the suicide dive to the champion. And Ambrose saying, get him back to the ring, Seth. Get him back in the ring. Now Rollins, springboard up the top rope, the flying clothesline.
The ripcord knee coming.
There it is. Champ's down. Cover.
That's it.
To win the Intercontinental Championship. Ziggler stays in it.
Boy, Seth is doing everything in his power.
Let's take another look at this ripcord knee. Boom, right on the jaw. I'm not entirely sure Dolph didn't lose a few pearly whites.
Yeah, that was square. That was square.
But you have to give the champion credit. Dolph's shown a great ability to survive this deep into the match. This is the difference between being a champion for a long time, having a great reign, or just being a name in a record book. Rollins could be thinking about a buckle bomb. Will his knee hold up?
Ziggler, though. Look at the fight left in the champion. Dolph Ziggler with a couple of right hands. Rollins, though.
Oh, Dolph sleeps in a sleeper.
Dolph Ziggler with a sleeper hold that he's used successfully in his career. Rollins realizes he's in trouble, just slings Ziggler away.
A great counter by Seth.
Oh, and hung up on the top rope. And for the champion, that buys him time.
We're starting to see instinct take over at certain times, guys.
I think these two superstars are both running on instinct.
Now we finish this, Seth! Now we finish this! Inside, come on, guys! You made me do.
And Rollins, though, Dolph's in trouble. What's Rollins looking to do here, though? Rollins, back first,
The back of his head.
into the post, and a DDT on the apron.
Rollins is finished.
Well, now the question is, how fast does the count start?
Seth Rollins went spine first into the post, followed up by a DDT onto the apron by Ziggler. And the official now at a count of 2 as we take another look. Boom! First that. And now watch Ziggler here.
Thunderous impact followed by a spike DDT right on the apron. The unforgiving steel.
Meanwhile, Dean Ambrose is barking at Rollins, trying to will Rollins back into the ring.
It's
to
almost
beat the
in.
count. Count of 9. Seth Rollins just beats the count, almost counted out in this Intercontinental Championship match. Ziggler can't believe it. The match continues.
Yeah, Dolph thought it was over.
The champion now could be losing his cool out of frustration.
Well, these two superstars have been so evenly matched in this rivalry.
Uh-oh, looking for a zigzag.
Yeah, but Rollins able to hang on. Oh! Caught him in the jaw.
Right on the chin of the champion.
Rollins looking to climb to the top rope. Champ's in trouble. Rollins gonna fly. Oh! No! Back to the knees. Those are a package him up. Pin a kick out of 2. What a counter by Ziggler.
I don't know what was more incredible, Ziggler getting the cover or the fact that Seth Rollins is still alive.
See the look of anxiety in the eyes of the lunatic fringe. Dolph looking for the zigzag. Rollins, boom, connects right on the jaw of Dolph. And then a picture-perfect frog splash with no payoff for the Kingslayer.
An incredible match between two incredible superstars, both former world champions, battling over the Intercontinental Championship here tonight at SummerSlam.
Comes to Rollins and Ziggler. This is as much about bragging rights as it is the Intercontinental title. This rivalry's gotten so deeply personal.
You know what I've liked about this, guys, is that really we've seen no outside interference. It's been all about Dolph. It's been all about Seth.
Seth now fighting. And look at Rollins go. And right back to the bad knee. Ziggler went for the famouser, caught by Rollins.
Oh no, this is not going to end well for someone. It's almost as though Ziggler's had a reset button in his pocket. Every time Rollins starts to mount some offense, Dolph goes right back to the knee.
That's the reason he's been one of the great champions in WWE.
Yeah, the in-ring IQ is off the chart.
Ooh. Elbow stung Rollins. Seth still in it. Another elbow. This time drops him to the mat. Now can the Intercontinental Champion regroup? Uh-oh, Rollins to the top rope. What the hell are they going to do here?
What the?
No.
What the? What the?
No! Oh! Rollins! Oh! Rolls through! Oh! For the championship! Up with a leg on Ziggler! Oh! Kicked out!
I don't think there is a single person walking the earth watching this that didn't believe we had a new Intercontinental Champion just now.
And this crowd appreciating what we're appreciating here to kick off SummerSlam.
A standing ovation from 16,000 plus at Barclays Center.
Yeah, they understand that these two are digging as deep as they can possibly dig to come out victorious and with success tonight.
This is incredible, Corey.
I honestly don't know that I have ever seen this particular sequence, an inverted superplex.
Bang!
And Rollins would somehow roll through and drive Dolph into the mat once again for a count of about 2 9/10.
Yeah, modified sidewalk slam, and Ziggler was still able to kick out, still able to say he's Intercontinental Champion. And the Kingslayer looking to feed up the This Is Awesome chance here at SummerSlam.
Well, he can feel a new title run.
And look at that! McIntyre driving Ambrose into the steps, causing a distraction. And Ziggler able to sidestep the stop. Zigzag by Dolph. And Ziggler's going to retain the title because of McIntyre again. And no! Rollins kicked out.
Don't get ahead of yourself. Do not get ahead of yourself.
This has been incredible. What a way to kick things off. Who would have thought Dean Ambrose nearly became a liability?
And the official taking out the rubber gloves because Seth Rollins has been cut open in this match for Dolph Ziggler's Intercontinental Championship. McIntyre provided the distraction for Dolph, but Dolph wasn't able to capitalize.
You had a gut feeling that something would happen, and at one point, Dean Ambrose loses track of Drew McIntyre, and it cost him.
Seth certainly a little worse for wear, trying to gather his bearings, get back into this battle. Meanwhile, Ziggler looking to close out this chapter. Dolph tuning up the band.
Oh, it's over, boys.
Maybe not. Rollins rolls up Dolph. Ziggler uses the touch to his advantage. Rollins able to counter.
Oh my God, look at this power.
Are you serious?
Bomb!
See the way Whiplash took Dolph Ziggler's head and neck. Here comes McIntyre to join the fray.
But Dean is up! Go!
Deeds!
Turn around, Seth.
And he caught him! Rollins caught the champion! Here comes the Kingslayers! Oh! To Ziggler! Into the cover! Is it enough? Inside leg hook! Rollins is a two-time Intercontinental Champion!
Here is your winner, and the new Intercontinental Champion, Seth Rollins.
What a way to kick off SummerSlam!
This may be the loudest I've ever heard Barclays Center. What an incredible matchup. What an incredible rivalry.
And I love the fact that, well, until the last 2 minutes, this is an absolute fair fight. Let's look at it again.
And Dean Ambrose with a little bit of payback to McIntyre. Dirty deeds, and we thought Rollins was distracted by what his buddy was doing.
Incredible quickness. Seth Rollins would actually beat Ziggler to the super kick and burn it down with a stomp that echoed throughout New York City.
I really thought that Seth Rollins was going to cost himself because of admiring what his buddy Dean Ambrose had done. But instead, what a quick twitch reaction. And Dolph Ziggler, he's going to go home tonight, and he's going to wonder what happened. And he and Drew McIntyre are going to have a conversation.
The Shield brothers bond stronger than ever. Dean Ambrose returning in support of his friend. His friend is now the new Intercontinental Champion.
And it begs the question, what's the immediate future for Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre? Their message had to go along with being a champion. Well, Dolph Ziggler no longer the champion.
This isn't the last time we're going to hear from Drew McIntyre or Dolph Ziggler. But right now, let's just get lost in the moment. Barclays Center, just burn it down.